Hello everyone, it is Rui. So today is episode 4, but I thought I'd start out the episode with some villager shenanigans. I haven't been on the island for a week, and honestly, look at Punchy. Look at him. He's just opening his mouth while holding what is that, dumbbell? Just mouth open, while I'm talking to Marshall. It's kind of cute, but also kind of funny. I don't know. His mouth is still open, the whole time. But yeah, Marshall asked me to go over to his home, and something funny actually happened while I was here. My question is, how do you use an espresso maker to cook anything? Or maybe it's just some kind of magical thing in Animal Crossing? I don't know, but this was just really funny, even though I'm pretty sure it's coded so it can be, filling out what the object is, but this is just kind of weird. But anyway, while I'm here, I hope you all are having a good day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is for you all. Um, yeah, I really just wanted to thank you all for so many views on the first episode of the Farmtown series. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, and I guess to correct my last video, I was not recording during Easter. It was prior to Bunny Day because Easter when I'm recording is on the 21st? No, the 20th. So yeah, but I do buy some things from the shop. I am trying not to buy too many things from the shop so I can use whatever I have, but sometimes it's for cataloging reasons because there's a lot of furniture that I still don't have and I might as well just have some extras. So I basically buy all of these on display and that's it. Also, my Animal Crossing avatar has been in this outfit for about a week, 2 weeks, honestly, since the beginning of the first episode of the Farmtown series. So I was like, I might as well change it up. And I saw this really cute, patch layered t-shirt, that's green. And I got some shorts, and I'm pretty sure I have some duplicate shorts, but honestly, it's just anything to put on a new outfit. So I don't know, I think this is pretty cute. And I think I'm now leaning more toward casual wear in Animal Crossing. Just because the weather and stuff. So I don't know, I think it's really cute. I like it a lot. Alright, so if you guys hear any noise, it's because today is Good Friday and people are outside and just having fun enjoying the weather while I am recording this. So yeah, the last update from the last episode is so the campsite area in front of the campsite was actually empty, but now it is full because I added a parking lot off camera, and I didn't record that because I think sometimes there's pressure to record and not make mistakes when recording. I don't know, maybe it's my own curated stage fright that I have. But yeah, I added parking lot, a fake building. You can think of it as one of the buildings for the whole farm, in this area. Maybe a rest stop for the farmers. They can just chill, or it's someone's house or something like that. And yeah, I do move the campsite from the beach to where I put the outline over there. But I do that off camera, so at the end of this episode, I ended up moving it, so when I start building again, it will be in that spot, so we'll see it more often. And I do add some little pieces of furniture here just to fill out the stall. So there's a lantern and a shaved ice maker, just random small objects. Now that I think about it, I don't have a lot of small objects, so I might have to restock up on that, but then again, I have to get rid of all the big furniture first. So yeah, this is what the campsite looks like now. Just it's pretty random. There's no rhyme or reason why there's a building here, why there's a campsite here. I think it's just filler. So Yeah, it's not really like yeah. Or maybe the building here is like a rest stop for campsite people to I don't know. Maybe the you know what? Let's just think of it as like the campsite is a tourist attraction kind of thing. People don't actually camp here. When people stay here, it's more like they do demonstrations about gardening or how to germinate your seeds or something. I don't know. Some kind of pollen thing. I don't know anything about gardening. So if any of you guys know anything about gardening, maybe add some of your knowledge in here and we can just think of it like that. So, as you can see here, I am clearing out the dirt path because even though I like the dirt path in the neighborhoods, I was thinking, it kind of doesn't fit. So instead, I'm going to put these like custom codes for these stones on here. I will have the codes on my card pretty soon, but I think I will add that at the way end. But once like everything is finished, I'll like go back in and update each episode, have like a like pinned comment and tell you all, codes are in the card, etc. But I was thinking of just putting this here, so I do that for the rest of the pathing for the neighborhood. And now, even when I'm thinking about it, looking back on this footage, I might want to rearrange the neighborhood again, or maybe try and find a way to make it so everyone is aligned, but I don't know. I don't want to do too much complicated neighborhood layout, so maybe I will keep it this way, but we will see. This is Animal Crossing. Things are about to change, and the one good thing is that I put down the outlines of the buildings instead of the actual buildings, so I won't be wasting any bells. I think that's one thing that's good about Animal Crossing is that you can technically plan everything you want out using pathing, using fences, using whatever you need to do to plan out sizes of buildings, the layout of your neighborhood, like etc. Sometimes you might run into issues like if you plant a tree somewhere, like if you have those markers for trees, it might not work because the building is here or like there's a cliff, etc. But in general, planning out an Animal Crossing, it takes a while, but I feel like it's worth it in the end to plan things out. And so here is actually a freeze frame of the map and what it looks like right now. So I built a lot out, and honestly, I feel like I'm running out of room, but that just might be me. That just might be me like thinking I'm running out of room, but I'm not. So yeah, I've done a lot so far, I think, in past couple weeks. Okay, so I planned on actually extending the size of the neighborhood, because I still want all the houses together. Like, I want it to feel like everyone's close, and instead of like actually far apart. Even though the real life references, everyone is basically like in a row, like well, if you think about it like a table setting, like a not table setting, like in an actual Excel sheet, it's more like they're arranged in columns rather than in rows. So I have opted for the columns on the left and the rows on the right. But I'm not sure if I'll actually mix it up. Like, I said I want to do some complicated stuff, but for how I want the neighborhoods to be set up, it's just different. And also here, I am updating a ton of these simple panels. I grabbed like 12 from my inventory, and I brought them to Cyrus, and I had to keep pressing the A button like multiple times because, you know, there's no option to do it to customize for multiple items and make them at least the same. Which is fine. That's totally not a gripe that I have with the game. Totally not something that frustrates me to no end. But yeah, I did this about 10 more times, just, you know, customizing everything and using bells. So yeah, this basically my whole afternoon when I was doing this, I think I did this for like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours in the afternoon, just recording, thinking of ideas. I did have my real life reference photos up, like from my Notion, but I didn't pay attention to that. I was like, F it, I'm just gonna build it out, and whatever. But I think I actually added one too many, homes? Wait, no. No, I did it right. Honestly, math is not my strongest subject. History and English are mine, so yeah, I think, yeah. So I did not overplan the neighborhood. Um, but this is not static, so the reason why I don't put down so much furniture, especially in these neighborhoods, and I decorate them at the way end, which will probably be a separate episode, like near the end of when I decorate the homes, where I place them, why I place them there. Uh, yeah, so that I just put down like things that belong on the street, like a curved street light or just fences. So it's easier for me to move things around. Not so much the trees, but I have a lot of like ingredients, produce, like potatoes that I can eat, and I can move the trees that way. Um, but yeah, maybe if you guys have like some ideas on how to mix up the neighborhoods, or maybe what lore or what combinations of villagers should like go together, I think that'd be cool because I have Dobie, Marshall, Punchy, Raymond, Shino, Audie, Maple, Lucky, and who else? Oh my god, there's two more and I forgot who they are. So clearly I don't know who my villagers are. Lolly, and who is the last one? I'm going to have to think about that while I'm recording because I don't want to pause the recording. So, yeah, I I'm such a bad. I've had these villagers for like over maybe a year, and I still don't know who is on my island. Who is the last person? I mean, villager. Kabuki! Oh my god. That took me a while. I'm so sorry, you all. You probably were all yelling at me saying Kabuki because I built a Kabuki theater just for Kabuki. And I probably should have remembered because he was grouped with Shino and Audie. So, yeah, that's my bad. Sorry everyone. But yeah. Anyways, I'm now building out the rest of the cliff, and I run back and forth between like the museum and stuff. Just now it's mostly because I was thinking like maybe I could finish up some parts of the train station, like block it off here instead of keeping it open. So I think the next episode will just feature me making another parking lot, which is not a surprise. Not a surprise. But I also want to build in another canal-ish, like a land bridge sort of on the opposite side of the other what is it? The river, like the other river on the other side, since both my rivers are on the same side of the south of the island. But yeah, here I feel like I'm missing footage. I am. I think I was missing a little bit of footage because I got interrupted. Um and also I had issues with my controller kind of gliding and not syncing with my Switch, so I played on my Switch by myself instead of plugging it into my Elgato. So there was that. I was like struggling to record this day, and also my controllers, I didn't put them back in like the original Switch screen, like the full, what is it called? Just basically the Switch, like because they were detached. And when I'm recording, it's detached. It's in the the console. Is that what's called? I don't know. So yeah, the controllers were not charged for like a week, so they were like low battery, and then they were like gliding, so I had to record this. So basically, here is going to be the intended temple or place of worship, if you will. I don't know. Because I want to also incorporate a cemetery again. I like it. It's a farm town. We should have some dead residents. Not to be too dark. But we should have someone has to die. someone has to, yeah, exactly. It's a farm town. These residents have been here for a while. They can't be immortal. Someone someone has to die. I don't know why I keep saying that. But yeah, I have a little bit of struggle here. Just again, I love symmetry, so I'm trying to make things as symmetrical as possible. Um, and I'm also putting the castle walls to good use because I have a lot of those in my inventory, and I thought it looked nice. It really is okay for the temple here to have, you know, castle walls or brick walls on the side, because I didn't want to use the storefronts again, um, because I feel like I'm gonna have to use a lot of storefronts anyways on the other side, other parts of the island. I might as well mix it up, and I did try the medieval building side instead of the castle walls, but I just liked the castle walls way better. So I spent about an hour here, I think, just building out the rest of the cliff, figuring things out, and I eventually think about adding in another bridge. So I will be adding the outline of that later on in the video. So that will be the thing. I did spend a while trying to set up the pathing for the temple, because if you know me, I love symmetry, um, and everything that lines up. So like this whole island, everything's gonna at least line up like perfectly. Uh, this when I was building this was not the case. Also, it's because I was like distracted watching YouTube channels, basically talking about people on like spring break and stuff. Just I watch Kiki Chanel. She does like pretty good like long form videos, um, with short form content within it to like analyze, to talk about. Uh, so yeah, I was watching that video, and then I went down the rabbit hole of watching more of her videos. Whenever she uploads, I always watch anyways. So yeah, I just got majorly distracted. So my thought process here was, oh, I can just move things one tile over. That wasn't the case. That was not the case because I was like getting so into it, just working on it, but then I do circle back eventually. I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't work. So everything is like a half tile over instead of one tile, which actually worked out in my favor, so not too bad. But yeah, I wanted to basically make the temple here, so it's just like, instead of having like a big one, it's not too bad. It's like smaller size. Maybe I'll make like a bigger one later in the future, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty okay with the size of this temple. Seems like fairly okay to me. And yeah, I think I I don't really decorate it much. It's more like a small part of the town, not really like the focus, since obviously the focus of the town is modern Japanese farm town. There are still some elements that I have to add. I am thinking of adding like an abandoned school, maybe. I'm not sure. I will have to test that out and see how it goes, because I have done a school build before and that was pretty successful, but I'm not sure if I want to make an abandoned school again. Well, not again, like make a school again. But I don't know, the abandoned school could be fun. I did like building out the what is it? The soccer field, or like the athletic field of the school that I did way before. I don't know if I have pictures, but I I probably do. I'll try and find them and post them on my community instead of on the video, cuz that would be easier than blocking the video. So yeah. The rest of the time, I basically just plant bamboo trees, bushes, figure out the layout, the fencing. I do put in torii gates. Initially, I wanted to put in multiple, but after a while, it just doesn't look nice. So, and if at any point you hear any noise from outside, like anyone talking, it's my neighbors. They're they're a fun bunch. They just like to talk and stuff. I guess their relatives are here or whatever. But yeah, I just keep on planting and all the other stuff. Um, yeah, lately I have been feeling kind of meh about building Animal Crossing. Uh, if not for creating the episodes, I probably would not really build in Animal Crossing much. I'd probably stop playing the game. And honestly, yeah. Though I was considering getting the Switch 2, mostly because it can record, like, stream to like 1080p 4K, I think. Yeah. And I thought that was cool, but with the price tag, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe not, because I paid about 300-ish for the Switch I have now, which is the only Switch I have aside from my Switch Lite, which I got initially, but then there were still the Animal Crossing versions of the Switch available, so I have that one, and I really love it, honestly. It's like really one of my only Switches, and I love it so much. So here I've slowed down the video to show you all that I did add a bridge outline, and here I am terraforming the rest of the cliffs so it can fit. So that way I can actually build a bridge over it. And here I was thinking maybe I could add, what is it? Something else, like maybe, I don't know where to put my home, honestly. So this next part might just be more farm stuff. We might just have more farms. More tea. You know what, we're gonna have another tea farm, but it's gonna face us instead of us looking at it from behind the tea farm. Just more layered. So like from the real life references, like the fields are basically layered on a hill. So maybe I'll try and find a way and do that. And that would be a really cool episode instead of this filler episode, which is basically me building out everything, planning everything, and then eventually probably demolishing it later. So yeah, like I want the farm town to be as true to life? No. I guess kind of true to life as it can be, but not really because it's Animal Crossing. What can you really do? So yeah, here I am building out the rest of this cliff so I can have an extended river kind of flow into the rest. But again, I am pausing here mostly because I'm either thinking, yeah, I was thinking, because I was debating with myself, should I even fill out this part or do I not? But yeah. So I don't even know why I even add this here, but if the island becomes only stairs, where will all the bridges go? So I think that's the thing I had struggles with last time on my island was, where do I put the bridges? When do I put bridges? And will I put bridges? Which is citing the will you wear wigs meme, the interview. So yeah, terraforming, super fun. Super duper fun, if you cannot tell. Okay, so I time traveled after the 20th because I don't want to deal with any bunny day, any random, stuff there. But also Shino's card is so funny to me about vampires. It's wonderful. Floor vampires, insane. Um, but yeah, I time traveled a couple days so I could see the trees and stuff built out. Again, picking up sticks, and I do know the trick about sticks, which is to put each one on like the back cliffs, which I will do. I just haven't done that yet because there hasn't been an opportunity for me to actually put it there. So yeah, but this is what the neighborhood looks like. Well, the added 2 homes anyways, but it's just going to be a row of houses, and then when you turn this way, you can just go up to the temple. I may get rid of the Torii gate, I may keep it, I may move it, I'm not sure. So yeah, this is what the temple looks like. I'm going to eventually decorate the area more. This is just like what I have in mind for now. So yeah, it's pretty cute. I think so. I mean, this is basically the thumbnail picture of what everyone sees because they don't see this until the way end, which I'm so sorry about being deceptive. uh, I think this was the only picture that I took. So yeah, it was the only picture that I took during recording, and I don't want to take any more pictures. But yeah, that is what the river will flow into. I will put the campsite here. That will appear in the next episode. And I did put a bench there, so if you do visit when I'm done, you can sit there and take some pretty cool pictures or something like that. I don't know. It's I think it's pretty cool. Some people may disagree. Uh, but yeah. I think the next plans for the island in the next episode are basically going to be building out the rest of the area on the right of the temple? Yes. So I think the bridge will lead to the cemetery. So I'm going to be doing the cemetery build, and I will record that. I'm not going to skip out on that. I think I'm going to gather inspiration from the last time, so yeah. But if you watched until the end, listen to me until the end, I appreciate it so much. I hope you have a good day, night, afternoon, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!